Oh, we got a first timer from Tampa, Florida. 28-year-old Jared Kramer. You are an Ironman.
Alright, so I signed up for an Ironman later this year and I want to document the whole process. So welcome to episode 1 of the series. Alright. Welcome to week 40 of Ironman training. Alright, welcome to the final Ironman vlog. It is currently 8:30 a.m. on Halloween. Happy Halloween. 2 days before Ironman Florida, on my way to Panama City Beach with my beautiful girlfriend, who will be the camera woman for most of the trip. So shout out to her. Thank you so much for that. I got everything packed up, the bikes, the swimsuit, wetsuit, all of that stuff, and ready to go. Gonna go check in today, get a little shakeout run in, and then eat a bunch of carbs. So I'll keep you along the journey, and see you next time. Alright, so we finally made it here to Panama City Beach after stopping at Cracker Barrel.
No, dude, Cracker Barrel.
Got some carbs in, gonna go check out the Ironman Village, and then have a shakeout run. So, see you then. Run on the sand, nice and easy on the joints. The surf is a little more rough than I was expecting. Hopefully it's calmer in the morning. Here over there is where I'll be actually swimming 2 laps around on Saturday morning. So do that, I get my little shakeout run in, and we'll get some food. Run 1 mile around 12-minute pace, super slow, nice and easy. I did feel the water, it's not that cold, so I'm probably not going to do the full wetsuit. Also, apologize if the audio is not great. I'll do a voiceover if it's all windy. But, yep, ready to go. Running feels good, heart rate's low, and that's it. So it is Halloween, and Chipotle is doing a deal. If you dress up, you get $6 entree. So, I'm going to be Bob's Burgers, and my girlfriend's going to be me, so she's dressed up in the Viking form. I'm gonna shave this off and have a mustache for Bob's Burgers, so there you go. And that's the final look. I'll show you the costume now. Identical, right? Alright, so here's the Chipotle. I got the bowl, a side tortilla, and the guac, trying to max out the amount of calories I'm taking in to carb load for the race on Saturday. So this brings me up to about 360 grams of carbs today, and I'm going to continue to eat some more of that. I'm trying to get up to 500 a day and about 750 tomorrow. So that's all I got. Catch you tomorrow. Alright, as you can see, it's about 7:20 a.m. Gonna go for a little practice swim. See the waves out there, looking a little rougher than I was hoping for, but calmer than last night, so it looks like it calms down after you get past the initial set of waves. So we go out there, get a practice swim, see how it feels, and the best. So catch you then. All right, just finished up the practice swim. Honestly, it was a little scary. I'm really glad I did this. Gave me a lot of insight. As you can see right behind me, that's the pier. I have to do 2 laps around. I went pretty much not all the way out and back. I went about halfway and back. Practice swim. I only did about 0.2 miles. Honestly, I got a little bit in my head. The waves are a lot stronger than I was expecting, and so kind of my form wasn't good. I got caught up looking around, trying to make sure I wasn't hitting anyone, and so I think it gave me a lot of insight into how I just need to keep swimming, keep my head down. I'll be able to do it, but yeah, definitely took a second to kind of acclimate to that. The water temperature is fine. I'm not going to wear the wetsuit. I'm going to wear this half suit here I'm wearing right now, and yeah, so that's it. Catch you later. Alright, so we're here at the bike check-in. I gotta adjust this seat just like a few millimeters down. Talk to my fitter based off the last ride, so we're good there. Go get the bike and the bags checked in, and then just relax the rest of the day and
eat. You're doing so good, baby. Booty.
Ironman, getting ready to go. Got the wetsuit. I changed my mind. I'm going to do the wetsuit. I read a lot about some jellyfish. Temperature-wise, it shouldn't be that much of a big deal. This isn't a very thick wetsuit. So I got this. Got my tummy chip. I'm going to finish up this apple. It's going to get me up over it's going to get me over 600 carbs for the day. And that should be good. I had over 400 like yesterday. That should be good enough to carb me up for tomorrow. I'm sipping on some electrolytes preemptively. And tomorrow morning, I'll update you on my morning nutrition before the race. And then we're off. So I'm excited. I'm ready to go. All right, you see it's 5:22 a.m. Having some breakfast. We got English muffin with peanut butter, bananas, the same breakfast I had for the morning of the marathon. I have energy drink, some caffeine, electrolytes, and water, and then I got the 2 bottles of the pre-mixed carb drink I'm gonna put on the bike. So I'm gonna try to eat all the food, most of those liquids, and then get ready to go. Should be in the water around 7 a.m. And then that's it. So the next clips are probably gonna be just of me and the race. So let's cut to a little montage.
Speakers, the American flag. Dave and Kalo, if you can make your way over here.
What so proudly we hailed, state for the ramparts we. Right down the line. All right, gang, if you can hang with this guy, you're gonna have a hell of a swim. Here he comes. There's our swim leader right there. Look to your right. He's got one down. He's got one to go.
There's Catherine! There's Catherine!
Stacy Garcia! Kelly Echols, Jared Kramer, Maximilian Nugent, Sonia Leinhart from the Louisville Lion Sharks.
Oh, I know. At first I'm like, and then I realized it was fucking serious.
And Jared, you killed it, man!
4:30, that's like a 10-minute PR.
I know! That's fantastic! That's great. I'm good.
I can't believe it. I got out of the water. The first lap was like 42 minutes.
I know.
I was like, oh my God, I'm cooking.
Polly texted me saying he's doing great. So,
Yeah, I didn't never expect a 1:30. That's crazy.
I know.
Let's go, baby! Woo!
Well done. Good luck, buddy. We'll see you in a bit. Way to go, J-Man. You got it.
3 hours later.
Woo! You got it! Go get him! Woo! Yeah! He's speedy.
J-Man. Jared. 50 miles, buddy.
Yeah.
Way to go. How you feeling?
Fine, fine.
Yeah, I know. How's the heart rate?
130.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
My neck hurts.
That's bad.
But my legs feel great.
Good. Good. I bet your neck hurts. Yeah.
Hair. He did. But he didn't even close shave it. Also, you have about
3 hours later.
Let's go, baby!
There he is. There's our marathoner. All right. Jared! Hey, Jared! Go, Jamie!
Alright, so not every race turns out how you want it to turn out. Bike was definitely harder. The incline was more than I expected. In the first half of the marathon, fine. Second half really got me. Legs were locking up. Still hoping for sub 16, so 3 hours past where I was my goal, but we're gonna finish and we're getting there.
Oh, we got a first timer from Tampa, Florida. 28-year-old Jared Kramer. You are an Ironman.
Congratulations, buddy. You did it. Well done, buddy.
Alright, so we got done, got the finisher hat, got the medal. Incredible weekend. Thank you to everyone who was here, my family, amazing girlfriend, for doing everything and supporting me. All my friends and family that reached out to me is absolutely incredible. I would not have been able to do it without you. I'm going to have a whole race breakdown, nutrition costs, everything after this, if you're interested, but it's an absolutely incredible weekend. And on to the next challenge. All right, as promised, let's get into the race breakdown. So I got my finisher shirt on appropriately, so let's get into it. So at first, I thought it'd be interesting to go over all of the training I've done leading up to Ironman. So I'll throw up these statistics here. All these stats include the Ironman. I have the ones that subtracted the Ironman distance. So all of my actual training miles for this year were, for the swim, 71,000 yards or 40 miles, or just over 40 miles. Biking, I did 743 miles. Most of that was indoor, but still. And then running, I did 447 miles total. So that kind of gives you an idea of how much I trained this year. I really didn't get into any triathlon this year, and then I've only been running for about a year. So I don't have that much background in running, and I managed to get about 450 miles this year. So that's an example of how much I've trained for this, and some of the results you can expect with this amount of training. So on to race day. So unfortunate result, I did finish in 16 hours, 1 minute, and 9 seconds. So just over 16 hours, unfortunately. My goal was 13 hours, but we're going to break down the race to kind of explain why that happened. We'll start with nutrition. So as I mentioned earlier in the vlog, I had just under 400 grams of carbs 2 days before, and then the day before I had just over 600 grams of carbs. So I definitely had enough carbs. I didn't feel tired energy-wise throughout the entire race. Obviously, towards the end, my legs did feel tired, but that I don't think has anything to do with the carbs. So I think I carb loaded appropriately. And most of that was pasta and orange juice. Orange juice is a quick little hack to get some sugars in that's not going to bloat you like pasta would. So with that, let's get into race day. As I showed also in the clip, I had an English muffin with some peanut butter, banana, and then some caffeine right before the swim. Got into the swim. The swim actually went amazing. I set a 16-minute PR. I'm so happy with the swim. The swim literally made my whole day. I can't tell you how happy I am, especially been following along with the vlogs. You know, my first mile in the pool took longer than it took me to swim 2.4 miles in the open water. So just incredible improvement in just, 9 months of swimming. So that is awesome. I can't state how happy I am about that, especially because I was so nervous after the practice swim. The practice swim definitely kind of got me in my head a little bit. The waves and current were a little stronger than I was expecting on the practice swim, and I got overwhelmed at everything. I'm so glad I did that. I highly recommend you do a practice swim in the body of water you are racing in with people around you. It is so much different with people around you, even compared to my open water swims. So definitely that saved my whole race, because on race day, 1, it was a little calmer, and 2, I was calmer. I got in, got my head down, started swimming. Before I knew it, I was already at the first buoy at 17 minutes. So already way ahead of time. I turn around, I'm coming back, lapping that pier, and funny enough, I did have 1 minute of panic attack. You can kind of even see on the Strava, I'll put the Strava picture up here, where I veer out a little bit, and at that point I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels like I'm not getting any closer to the pier. I think the current's bringing me out. Anyway, I just kept swimming, made it through. First lap was around just, maybe 42 minutes, something like that. And then from there, second lap, no problem at all, and then got out 1 hour, 31 minutes. So happy with that. I would love to get that down even further if I do another full Ironman. Swim was amazing, but I got out of swim, transitioned, got on the bike, got going. I already had 2 of these tailwind packs already pre-mixed on the bike, Those are 50 grams of carbs, and some of them are caffeinated. I had 4 caffeinated and 2 non-caffeinated. I started with the non-caffeinated since I figured I'd be fresher early on and then use caffeine as I go. They had about 70 milligrams of caffeine in each one, and I had a total of 6 with 4 caffeinated. So with the energy drink, I had about just over around 350 milligrams of caffeine, which is a lot. I don't normally drink caffeine, so it definitely helped. I took in one of these packets in a 24-ounce bottle of water per hour. I was sweating more than I knew on the bike since the wind kind of dries you off. You just leaves you with salt. So it's definitely important to make sure you're filling up with fluids and carbs. I got to mile 50. I took my first and only real break. I got off the bike, used the restroom, filled my water again. Saw my family, so that was really great. Little stop. Again, I probably took longer than I should have. There's so many times in this race you can see where I could have made sub 16 by just not wasting a minute. But I spent a lot of time in the first transition and a little bit even time in the second transition just getting comfortable. Again, first triathlon, and I was really just trying to enjoy seeing my family and seeing all those people supporting me and actually getting the race done. So first 50 miles went great, still on track for the 13-hour goal. I get to mile 60 and I'm still on track. I'll try to put up the elevation map. I start hitting this uphill towards mile 60 and 70 and then downhill on mile 80. But that really killed me. I think I had a 5-mile split where I was averaging like 10 miles an hour, which I was averaging 15 over the entire race. So that one really killed me. I felt not quite demotivated, but just like tired. And I was like, okay, well, this is the first I've ever biked. I'm not really used to it. And you're 70 miles in and you still have 40 more miles to go. So I was like, this is going to be a long bike. I did hit the downhill. Like I said, if you're going uphill, you do get to come back downhill, but that was not as fast as I wanted it to be. And I got all the way, I think there's another rest stop around mile 95. And again, another hour past that. So I had done about almost 100 miles and I was like still another hour on the bike. The bike took forever. That's a lack of preparation for me. I know I could have done, or I should have done more longer bikes, or just had a tri bike or a better fitting seat that made me want to get on the bike more. So those are 2 things that if I do another Ironman, I will absolutely get a tri bike that's much more comfortable and properly fitted, because the main thing I had with the bike, while my hips and knees felt great, the saddle soreness was awful. So I was so happy to get off the bike. I was so tired. I didn't even see my family and supporters coming down on the bike. I was just out of it. I was like, oh, I need to get off this bike and just get this marathon done. So hitting into T2, no problems there. That was a lot faster than T1. T1, definitely, again, more room for improvement. Could practice getting the swimsuit off faster. And also, I wasn't wearing a tri-suit. I was going for comfort. Again, that's the name of the game. I was trying to go for just slower, more comfortable race. Then we get into the run. So I had 3 gels and one of them was caffeinated. For the first 13 miles, I held a sub 12-minute pace, I believe, like 11:50 pace. So I'm pretty sure I did the first 13 miles in about 2.5 hours, which again, that was okay. I was not mad about that pace. Then around mile 14, I started cramping up in my legs and I really just couldn't really run. My feet were also killing me. The bottoms of my feet were really, really hurting. Every step I ran was pain, and it wasn't like muscular pain or, even just a little bit of a joint pain like my hips, which I did have, but that was easier to push through. This was like, oh, the bones of my feet are falling off. Like that's what it felt like. And I was like, I can't push any farther or any faster. If I do, I'm going to either throw up, pass out, and lock up, or literally fall over. I thought if I pushed any further, I wouldn't be able to complete the race. So my goal became 13 hours to just finishing the race in the allowed time. So I started speed walking. You can see my times drastically dip. I'll put that up as well. I did meet a couple of cool people. Shout out to you guys that walked with me. And then also shout out to my girlfriend and sister. They kind of walked with me on the course for the last couple of miles as I was kind of rounding that out. The last several hours of the marathon were just walking, so it was very painful. And it was tough mentally to know I had to do another full lap of 6 miles each way after I just ran one, and knowing it was going to take almost twice as long walking. But it was all I could do, and I knew I could physically do it, so that's what we did. And we got down the alley, we rang the bell, and we finished the race. So I really do truly feel anyone can do this race. It is a lot, but it's definitely doable. I really think anyone can do this. It just takes practice. And with that, I do want to do a final cost breakdown of the race because triathlons are kind of notoriously expensive. This was a little pricey. I will put up the expenses on the screen. So my total expenses were about $4,500, which of course is a ton of money. Fortunate enough to be able to afford that. Again, a lot of this is not necessary. I spent at least $1,800 of that on a new bike and a indoor trainer that I don't need, or you don't need that to train. It makes it really convenient, but you don't need that. The actual Ironman event, you can't avoid that. That's going to be almost $1,000 plus traveling and hotel. But as far as what you need, if you're at a course that you don't need a wetsuit, you don't have to pay for a wetsuit. I got a really cheap wetsuit anyway for $50 on Amazon. So that's pretty easy cost there. And then goggles, if you don't have goggles, they're pretty cheap as well. So nothing really crazy there. You don't need earplugs. They will give you a swim cap at the race. And then as far as the bike, you can find used either tri bikes or road bikes. Road bikes are totally fine. I used a road bike. You can find used road bikes on Facebook Marketplace or anything like that for like $500. Just getting it fitted is the most important thing. And it's about the rider, not the bike, even though some bikes are super nice. So I spent a lot of money on the bike and bike equipment. And I was already kind of into cycling a bit, so I had some equipment laying around, but this is everything that I had. I didn't buy all this just for the triathlon. I already had a road bike. I didn't need to upgrade. I just happened to find a good deal on Facebook Marketplace from the same guy that I got the indoor trainer in. Again, that's another convenience you don't need. And I already had the bib and jersey, but I put those costs in there if you want one. Again, I was already kind of into cycling. I already had a road bike, so a lot of this was just stuff I wanted to spend. You don't have to spend that. And then for running, again, I already had running outfits from the year previously, but you may want new shoes to run in or a new set of training shoes, so that's about $150 to $200. I did spend about $200 for a new pair of the Brooks Closer Maxes, which I highly recommend. I loved racing in those, and I will probably run my next marathon in those shoes as well. So you could probably do this for about $2,000 if you find some good deals on Facebook Marketplace and you're really smart about your training. So overall, as a closing note, this was an incredible experience just to set a goal and actually complete it. So I can't really say anything else about that. I'm super happy with the performance I finished. I do wish I hit 13 hours, but now I know it was my first ever triathlon. Now I know what to do for the next one. I don't know if I'm going to do another full, but I do plan on doing some halves and other triathlons as well. So it's going to be a lot of confidence going into that. I did kind of go backwards. I went all the way to the biggest triathlon before doing the smaller ones. But if I do another long one, I'm very confident I'll be able to hit my goal then. And also, just as a general confidence, this is something that training for an Ironman will give you general confidence that you can do whatever you put your mind to. I had this random idea earlier this year, and then 11 months later, I did it. So really, that's the final takeaway. And with that, I will catch you in the next challenge.
Alright guys, we are heading down to Chipotle. Got a carb up for my Ironman. Let's do this.
You're done.
Wait, no, you almost forgot.